once there was a teapot who was very proud. She was proud of being porcelain. She was proud of her spout. And she was proud of her broad handle. For they gave her something to boast about both in front and in back. She didn't talk about her lid, which had been broken and then glued together. There is no point in talking about your shortcomings. Others willingly do that for you. The cups, the cream pitcher, the sugar bowl, the whole tea service preferred discussing the mended lid to talking about the fine spout and the strong handle. And this the teapot knew. I know what they think, she said to herself. And I know my own faults too, and admit them. And that I call modesty and humility. We all have faults, and we all have our talents too. The cups have a handle, and the sugar bowl has a lid. But I have both. And one thing more that neither one of them will ever have. A spout. That is what makes me queen of the tea table. The sugar bowl and the cream pitchers are servants of taste, but I am its mistress. I disseminate my blessings among the thirsting humanity. In my interior, fragrant Chinese leaves are mixed with insipid boiling water. This was the way the teapot had talked when she was still a youngster. One day, while she was standing on the tea table, she was lifted by a very refined and delicate hand. Unfortunately, the refined and delicate hand was also careless. The teapot fell to the floor, and both her spout and her handle were broken off. We shan't talk about the lid, for it had already been mentioned enough. The teapot had fainted. There she lay with boiling water running out of her. But the worst was yet to come. They laughed at her. The teapot! Not the careless hand that had dropped her. I shall never forget it, never. She would mutter to herself when she thought about her youth. They said I was an invalid and put me in a corner of the closet. But I didn't stay there long. The next day I was given to a beggar woman who had come to ask for leftovers from the table. I was to know poverty, and the thought made me quite speechless. Yet then and there began what I would call a better life. One is one thing and becomes another. I was filled up with earth, which for a teapot is the same as being buried. But inside the earth, a bulb was placed. I don't know who put it there, but there it was. I'm sure it was meant to be a substitute for the Chinese leaves and the boiling water, and to console me for my broken spout and lost handle. The bulb lay in the earth inside me, and it became my heart, my living heart. And I was alive, something I had never been before. Within me there were power and strength, and my pulse beat. The bulb sprouted. It was so filled with thoughts and feelings that it almost burst. Then it flowered. within me, and I forgot myself when I looked at its beauty. Oh, that was the greatest blessing, to be able to forget yourself in caring for others. The flower didn't say thank you. I don't think it even noticed me. But everyone admired the flower, and if that made me happy, think of how much happier it must have made the flower. One day I heard someone say that the flower was so lovely that it deserved a better flower pot. They cracked me in two, and that hurt terribly. My plant was placed in a finer flower pot, and I was thrown out into the yard. And here I lie, an old, broken piece of pottery. But I have my memories, and they cannot be taken away from me.
I still love you.